Hello and welcome to the round 18 fan cams. After the Blues demolished the Power, 18 goals, 14, 122 to 10 goals, 12, 72 at Marvel Stadium. We said there would be scenes, and scenes there were. I'm so excited to be here right now. Oh my goodness. How good was that? We've been waiting for that for a long time. There's been a story around the opponents that we've played. There's been a reason why we shouldn't have been credited for our wins, but I think tonight we've seen a little something from the boys, something to believe in, no doubt about that. And mate, that's as good as it gets. That is as good as it gets at the football with your friends and your family and the other Carlton supporters. And tonight we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be fantastic. Welcome to the fan cams. I'm going to put the link in the chat shortly. I've got a few waiting. And goodness gracious me, stand by.
Harry Krishna, how are we doing? Get it fucking open, you dirty dog.
Bit of Japanese whiskey on this fine Saturday evening, if you don't mind, sir.
Mate, you've changed. You've changed. Hey, them fucking Port Adelaide, eh? I told you. I said it this morning to you, didn't I? It's just the name of a shit place to make fucking boats go to bed. Yeah. Hey, how's that, bangers? Hey, tell you what, dare I say it, we look like a football side.
Mate, a complete football side. A complete football side, playing for one another, selfless, powerful, together, connected. I don't think we had this. The best part is I don't think we had major ball winners. It's just an even contribution. Oh my God, mate.
Mate, it's everything we've ever dreamed of, doing this channel for 3 years together now. I mean, our big thing has always been that togetherness, that performance, isn't it? That performance. And, you know, over the last 4 weeks, I think it should be understated. You're going to get people in socials and stuff. And I want to say this from Uncle Pom, bottom of my heart. Any dickhead who is out there in social media world now saying it's only Port, they missed these players, it's only Gold Coast, it's only Hawthorn, or someone got upset last week, or people were getting upset 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. There's a difference between people who are enjoying the moment and enjoying the win and them type of people. Them type of people are selfish. They don't love the club. They love their own ego, right? I am telling you now, Uncle Pom is saying this. Do what I've done, right? You get yourself a babysitter, right? And you get into the city and you're going to get on the fucking beers and have the time of your life. Because you know what? Each and every single one of you fucking fans, I love you to pieces. We deserve this. So I am going to get on the sauce and make an absolute tit of myself in the CBD. Let's link it up, ladies and gentlemen.
3 a.m. kebabs in the bathtub, mate. I can't wait.
Mate, Pom in Oz's Twitter's just going to have freaking his own nudes at 3 a.m. I am out and about. I have been waiting for this for what feels like an eternity. And you know what? Well done, boys. You know, because that is everything we want as fans, isn't it? It's tackle pressure, it's selflessness, it's togetherness. We always say we're an identity lacking team. You know what the identity is now. These boys are in it together, in the shit, and they are fighting their way out of it. No Harry Mackay, no fucking problems, eh?
Mate.
And when would that have happened? Do you remember Jacob Wheaton against Collingwood last year? He went down, we imploded. We lose a key pillar, the boys step up. The boys are like, it's all right. We can do it for Harry. That is huge.
It's very much so. We were banged up. Man, they didn't stop. They did not stop. And they did not let Port get it to 3 in a row, 4 in a row. They made sure to respond. And, oh, man, it's so relieving that they've just found a little something. I don't know what it leads to, but, mate, if this is the start of a run.
Well, it's in their own hands now, isn't it? It's in their hands. We had to win 2 of them dreaded 5, right? Yep. And we've won 2 of them, right? It means Melbourne, Collingwood, that if you win, fuck, let's talk top 6. And that is where we are now. This team has wrestled. I don't think I've ever seen a Carlton side be in such a shit workplace and then pull themselves out of it so quickly. So quickly now, they are in their hands. This finals is in their hands, Terry. This is mental. 6 weeks ago, we were booking our holidays to Malaga. Now we're booking it to the G, baby.
How was the watch along?
Oh, mate, you know what the watch along's like with me. Few songs, we got excited. Do you know what I mean? The chat needs to be thankful that I have a bit of decorum and I kept clothes on. mate, honestly, you know, I had a moment, and I don't mind sharing this with everyone, that I turned the stream off and I just had a little gentle cry. Honestly, because with pride, for the first time, just pride. Like, that is a team that everything I'm about, they're putting on the field, and they're playing for us and each other. Huge.
It's massive. Wow, Pommy in the CBD. Where do we find you, mate? You there?
In the Nixon. Yeah, in the Nixon.
In the Nixon. Ladies and gents, that's where you find the Pom. He's on the town.
Yeah, come and see me in the Nixon, having a few beers with some old mates. Come and say hello, and let's celebrate into the early hours.
Pommy, it's a pleasure, my friend. All the best.
Mate, love you. Love everyone. Go Blues.
See you, brother. Go Blues, all right. All right. Oliver Lynch with the 40. Thank you, my friend. Aussie Nick with the 2 says, deploy the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid is deployed, Aussie Nick. Absolutely. Michael McDonald with the 5. You put that team effort in, you win most games you play. It's not over yet, but we need to do this every week. But I love it. Well said, mate. Wayne, welcome to Blue Abroad membership. Ur, alhamdulillah. Go Blues. Love JSOS's game with the $80 donation. Thank you, sir. Gokhan, how good was the Raw when Charlie kicked that goal in the 3rd? The whole place shook. Mate, absolutely it did. Okay, let's go. Scenes.
Hey!
What is going on, people?
What isn't going on, Terry? What isn't going on? Oh.
What just happened?
We arrived.
We came to play, and I'm in shock. I'm in a state of shock.
No, we never left. We never left.
That's true. That's true.
We never left.
Is it okay to be optimistic and positive now?
What is me? I am positivity walking. A walking positivity train. I've lost the plot. Anyways, Terry. Jack Silvani. Let's talk about Jack Silvani.
Let's talk about Jack Silvani.
That man, I think he has just saved his career at the Baggers.
That was absolutely a 4-year deal.
Yes.
All right, Terry.
Yes, please.
All right, settle down.
Sign the dotted line. I don't care.
Settle down? Mate, I got fucking Japanese whiskey in my hand. I ain't settling down.
How old is he? Terry?
25?
Give him 7 years. I don't care.
No, that was special. That was
if
very,
he plays
very
like
special.
that every week, I'm a very happy supporter.
And
Set the scene.
Motlop. That's
Mott?
Jesse Motlop. Oh.
What's his first half?
Motlop had the best 15 minutes you could want from a small forward. He had the best possible 15 minutes you could ever want. Unbelievable. So.
Tell them your stat.
Oh, do you want the stat, Terry? Do you want the stat?
The stat. Let's go.
So the last time Carlton had 4 multiple goal kickers in a win in round 18 was 1995.
We're winning the flag.
Cheers, Terry.
Cheers.
It's a bit of a birthday gift. I'm my Melbourne voodoo curse is broken.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Tori has a really bad travelling.
I have a really bad travelling run this year.
Mm-hmm.
Gather around all my Melbourne trips. Have not seen a win. The only win I have seen live was GWS.
Wow.
And today.
Well, what does this mean? Do you believe? Can we do it?
Do I believe? Terry.
Right.
Terry.
Does Tory believe?
Does Tory believe?
Terry, I want to ask how you feel, because obviously 50% of you would be upset right now, obviously considering how much of a Port fan you are.
Yeah, I'm devastated, mate. I'm devastated that Port Adelaide lost by 50 points. A percentage boosting win against Port.
Is this our percentage boost? Can we win by a point next week?
Four in a row over 50 points. Sorry?
I know. It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually insane.
In such a short span as well, like what we were that mid-season period and now, insane.
We learned from last year, though. Last year we were really good and then we fell off a cliff. So this year we just decided to make our build a little slower and then it's getting to the back end when it matters, and now we're going to be good.
Now, Terry, a couple of weeks ago on the Besties, we talked about this thing that clicks.
Yeah.
It clicked. It is keep clicking. The clicking is merged. They've gelled. They are there. Sorry?
It just keeps clicking.
It keeps clicking. I don't care. We're back.
Okay.
We're back? No, we're not back. We've arrived. What do you mean?
Right. Also, just quietly in the background here, the Bombers are getting absolutely belted. Absolutely belted right now.
49-8. It's beautiful.
It's glorious. So what's the plans tonight?
Wherever the night takes us.
We are
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly, and at midnight, Tory turns 22. So
Yes.
and Tom de Koning, he's not 22, but it's also his birthday. So me and Tom, birthday buddies. It's gonna be grand.
It's going to be grand. Absolutely, it's going to be grand. Well, Tori, we'll wish you a happy birthday now, but we'll wish you a happy birthday also at midnight. You're all absolute stars, and enjoy this. Cheers to you.
Cheers,
Terry. Go Blues.
Go Blues, all right. Okay, I just put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to join, your chance is now. There's about 4 spots available right now. So, Yasu Jimmy.
What is going on, mate? Fucking hell. What a win, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Did you feel the nerves at the game?
I felt all the energy at the game.
Yeah.
The nerves definitely at the start, the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, bit of an arm wrestle. And then we started kicking, like we didn't kick straight early on. And then we started kicking away. And then it started feeling like Sydney again from last year. And then bang. Oh, man, I haven't been that up and about all year. Nowhere near it.
Fuck yeah, that's brilliant. I can say crowd, just hearing from TV, sensational. Just all day. Especially because I felt like everything was against us. I felt like I looked on the socials this morning. Everyone was against us. No one gave us a chance. And I literally was confident all week. The umpiring, not that I would ever really give a shit about umpiring, but it was bad. It looked bad from TV. I don't know what it was like at the game. But I felt like they were letting them in and keeping the door ajar. But nope, Carlton just all day. Nope, you get one, we'll get one. You get one, we'll get one. And that is what a good side does. So we're a good side. We are a good side.
Yeah. Well, we've put things back in our... Look, it's always been in our control. And I think externally, you know, these tough games coming up, I think most of us put Port Adelaide as a loss, apart from some. So are you a believer in what's going on?
I am. I'm a believer. Because after the Essendon game, I did not think we were going anywhere. I thought we'd win 8 to 9 games for the year. But the way we beat Gold Coast, backing it up with the Hawthorn win, and then the Freo win was class. A lot of people have just been like, oh, it's just Freo, they're in bad form. Nah, you got to go over there. And the way we did it, we killed them off. So today, Port, mate, they had nothing on us. When we go, we find a gear I don't think another team has minus Collingwood. Port don't have the gear we had today. And like I said, I live in Adelaide, so I go to a lot of the games here. And Port are good, but they don't have that gear we had. Like when Walsh decides to go, Akers today, when they go, they work for each other. It was brilliant. They were superb. That was the Sydney game of last year.
Absolutely.
It was great.
I mentioned it earlier. You look at Carlton, for the most part, we've usually got a couple of guys that are hovering around 30, 32 touches. Man, it was just so spread out. It was just, they didn't give a shit about their stats tonight. They really didn't.
Yeah, his 1%ers, it was balanced, like Gov throwing himself in contests. And, you know, that is so important, putting your knee through an opponent in a fair manner. You know, never go the head or whatever, but like I do it when I play footy. These guys are AFL footballers. You go the ball, eyes on the ball, put your knee through them. It's damage, but it's good damage. But firstly, massive shout out to Joe, who he ran his mouth all week, and I fucking loved it. So good stuff, Joe. You knew, mate. I had this sick feeling we'd win as well. So, and you probably knew as well, Terry. I feel like we were all around the same mark there.
A couple of weeks ago, got slated for being a little too positive. I still believed. We all believe in them, man. We know what they're capable of. This is what they're capable of.
Capable. This is finals footy, what they're playing. If you want to piss yourself later, check my Instagram story. You will laugh. I have receipts and I have uploaded them everywhere. It's well deserved because I play footy in Port Adelaide and everyone has been shitting on me all week. So yeah, it's beautiful and enjoy this, and everyone is. And you are, and it's gonna be amazing, mate.
Absolutely, mate. Well, Jimmy, cheers to you, my friend.
You too. And happy birthday, Tori. Enjoy your night.
See you, brother.
See you, mate.
Brandon Stone. Welcome back, G.
Cheers, mate. What's going on, man?
Oh, mate. Fucking finally. This is what we've been waiting to see.
Hang on a minute, mate. What's this? It's a fucking lid, mate. And it's off, Pez. The lid's off, mate. It's gone. We're here, mate. We've arrived, mate. We've arrived, Tez. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it, Tez. Mate, why has it taken us so long in the year, mate?
It's not up to us, the timeline, is it? They've got to go through the trials and tribulations.
Mate, dare I say it as well, maybe a little controversial, maybe a tad. Mate, I like our back line without Youngie in it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's a lot shorter and it's a lot sharper. And mate, we are so quick coming out of that back line interception and transition. I don't know what it is, mate. I really do like the look of things. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I had funny enough, mate, my cousin's a little tacker, right? He's only 16. He's got the IQ of a sock, mate. And he was messaging me and he was talking about, he's a Collingwood supporter. And he's like, mate, you've only beaten, Hawthorn, Gold Coast, Freo. And I'm just thinking, mate, we beat them pretty hefty. But I thought to myself, mate, any other side and we play like that, I still feel we come out on top. Right? Regardless of who the team is, mate, we play like this, mate, we're beating anyone on our day. We've just showed how dangerous we can be using the corridor and how quick we can move the football like that. We get McKay down really early, right? It's a big target, regarding of how you think he's kicking the football. McKay is a stature, mate. He's a Coleman medalist. You're going to man him up regardless. And as soon as he went down, mate, next player comes up and they play their role. And as you said before, mate, this is the first time in a long time I have seen such an even win, an even contribution through the whole side, mate. I was texting my old man. I was like, mate, I've never seen nothing like this. Nobody dominated. Nobody did. And I'm just thinking, mate, I'm not sure if I'm watching Carlton or the 03 Brisbane Lions, mate. I didn't know what I was watching, Tez.
Yeah. The handball game in tight, like early in the year, they were taking a little too long to make a decision. Now they're just going and they just know where they want to be and they know where each other are. Shit.
Mate, the only thing, and mate, with Carlton, it's hard to not be pessimistic sometimes, right? I'm a very optimistic person. And I know we got West Coast coming up and then Collingwood. And for whatever reason, mate, I do not like those two games back to back. Because it's pretty, mate, you can probably pencil this in for West Coast and we'll beat them convincingly. Honestly, I'd rather have West Coast this week, Port next week, and then Collingwood. Because I don't like the non-challenge and then heading into the best team in the comp. It worries me a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather have those two challenges back to back. But, I have the confidence in this group right now from what they've shown in the past month. Mate, anybody on their day, especially us, mate, we're knocking anybody off. And I'm probably too optimistic here, mate, but I tell you what, when we beat Port by 50 points, and I know they got some outs, I'll give you Dixon, I'll give you Horn Francis, but the rest of them, mate, I couldn't name them if I gave a shit. I couldn't care less.
Good point.
But bring those 2 in or 6 in, whatever you're out, it's still not a 50-point loss. It still isn't. Dixon's not kicking 6, mate. He couldn't kick 6 if he was standing in a bathtub. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, mate, before, it was funnily enough, mate, the game ended. I'll do a bit of a reenactment for you, right? My phone's ringing. It's me boss, Jimmy. Jimmy, how are you, mate? I'd like to put in some annual leave in for September. Oh, what? What's that? No. Don't worry about it, Jim. I'm taking it off anyway. Hung up the phone. Bang. Phone rings again 2 minutes later. Who is it? It's head office in Brisbane, Tez. Hello, Brandon. Did you just speak to your boss like that? Yeah, I did. You got promoted. You're the new store manager. Hung the phone up. 2 minutes later, I call up Jimmy. Jimmy, mate, you got the sack. Go Blues. That's the type of energy I'm on, Tez. It's what everyone should be doing if you want some leave in September, mate. Because we're doing it. We're doing it, Tez. We're going to September, Tez.
Amazing. That is amazing.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm a bit creative tonight, Tez. I was thinking about it
Very
on the
good.
couch. I'm like, how can I make Tez laugh here? So you know what? I'm through a cold one. About to go through another. And I'm going to see where the road takes me, Tez. I'm going to see
you. I will see you somewhere in the world tonight. I don't know where I'll end up, but I'll end up somewhere as well.
You will. And I'll be back next week with another story for you.
Done. Take it easy, brother.
All right, brother. Speak to you.
See ya. Luke Cornell, all the way from France, baby.
There is something in the air in this country. I'll tell you what. Far out. Let's just say it. Come on, you bangers! Come on! Come on! Oh, my goodness. Oh, or Alain Le Bleu, as they would say in this amazing country. I come to Paris for the weekend. We were speaking before the match, Terry, and every time, like, I've literally, Copenhagen I went to the weekend for, back to London for work, was calling you from work at London after last week, and now, far out, I just, I'm a bit tired, I'm not going to lie. But
So you're in Paris right now?
We're in Paris right now. I don't know if you can see, if anyone can see that behind me. That's the Arc de Triomphe. So I've just decided to have a walk around because I'm only here for today only. Then back on the tools, and then hopefully back to Australia to watch another percentage boosting game. Who would have thought the percentage boosting game against the pair? Far out.
It's unreal. No one expected that. I was expecting it. Not expecting. I was. Yeah, go.
I mean, I was just going to say, for some reason during that whole game, I could not take my eyes off Nick Newman, but thank fuck that I didn't. He was everywhere that game, and there was a bit of mongrel about him, especially when he got that tackle against Sam Powell-Pepper, and then the goal. Unbelievable performance by him in a backline that just was so rock solid today as well, because that's how Port win their games so many times as well. When you give them over 55 inside 50s that game, they're kicking at least 16 goals in that game, more times than none. So lucky that they had a few smalls out that game, but just unbelievable stuff from that backline today. I just, oh my God, I'm a bit jittery now. I don't know if it's because I'm in the middle of the road.
Mate, it's memorable. You'll remember this one for a long time. Tonight was a memorable night. There's no doubt about that. We'll talk about this.
Oh my God.
Years.
But just back to what Tommy said, like, just playing for us as well. Like, I said to myself, like, you know, at halftime, because I'm always so pessimistic, there's one thing that came out of this game: Marvel was rocking again, and I cannot stress enough how important that is, not just from a winning perspective, but just from a fan perspective, where we've probably been the most berated side in the league, like, this season alone. Like, and, you know, we copped that, one of the biggest clubs in the AFL. But at the same time, like, you know, if this is the last 4 wins we're going to have, and I kid you not, it's not likely. Like, I can safely say, like, we've just got some heart back in this, and just the culture, the community, and the culture, and, like, there's no baggers here right now, like, probably 12,000 kilometers away from me, but I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm just so happy. But yeah, I'll leave you to it, Tez. Thanks so much for having me on these past couple of weeks as well. Like, it's just been unreal, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Good on you, Ledge. Great memories recorded. You have a good time.
Come on, you baggers.
See you, mate. Janaya and Mum.
Go the Buggers! Oh, what an awesome win.
Talk to me. Talk to me about everything that happened tonight.
Oh, well, we couldn't watch it. We're in Queensland. We're in Brisbane. So, yeah, we don't have anything to watch. So we were listening on the radio to it, and, we were ecstatic. We've got a big Charlie fan over here.
Hello, big Charlie fan.
She's got the bracelets made.
Wow.
Oh, they can't see.
There we go.
You go.
What does it say there?
Charlie, and it's got number 30.
Number 30. He played very well today, didn't he?
He
Very well.
created a lot of goals. Just so good to see them playing as a team. And it's really nice as a mum to let your kids enjoy some wins.
Yeah.
We were there in 95, well, I was, and been telling my girls, it's so good when we're winning. Like, if only you can feel that. And it's the last few weeks have been awesome. We've been going to the Sporting Globe to watch it the last few weeks. So we've had a few dates there, and it's been really good.
We have to organise you a KO subscription so you can watch the game next week. How about that?
Oh, my goodness. We'd love that.
All right, stay in touch. I will absolutely organise it. You can't be missing out. We're going to be playing finals, girls. Come on.
I know. It's been so good. We're wrapped.
What's the plans for the rest of the night?
What's the plans? We might put last week's replay on.
Okay.
And watch that and wait. We'll be waiting tomorrow for the replay to come out. And when their younger sister's asleep, we're going to put that on and have a good watch of it. So, yeah.
Sounds like the best party to be at. Well, you enjoy yourselves. Thanks for joining, and go Blues.
Go Blues!
Amazing. That is amazing. Kurt. Wow.
Terry, my brother, how's it going, mate?
I'm good.
Look
brother.
at
How are
you got the Hibiki on, Hibiki out, wearing the trench coat. Brother, we're back and we're smug, bruh. Fucking hell. What a game. We're back.
Talk to me about it. Tell me
Talk
the
to
themes
me
and
about
issues.
Tell me the themes and issues.
I'm also
Pardon?
echoing. I don't know why.
I don't know why. I think it's my microphone, but I'll let you go. And, have a good one, Terry.
Go Blues.
Go Blues.
Go Blues. Sorry.
Oh, mate, that is just so good. Ed.
Hey, Terry. How you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. I'm actually still a little bit in shock, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I rate us so highly at our best, but I don't know if I was expecting us to beat the second team on the ladder that's won 13 on the trot by 8 goals. And I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but I feel like they were playing well. I mean, I feel like they did bring a decent amount of heat. They really got a nice midfield that is really good at clearances. And they were beating us at times at that, and we were able to combat that by having a defense which just made sure that they just didn't concede contested marks too often. We're putting them under pressure when they won those clearances. Mate, it's almost like we did to them what got done to us in the first half of the season. We put them under so much pressure, and they were just sloppy, not because they were being sloppy, but because we were making them be sloppy. And it was just great to see. Hard to pick a best on ground for mine based on the evenness of the team contributions. I mean, I'm probably going with Jack. I think he is such an emotional trigger for the whole team and the whole club. When he plays well, I mean, he was getting a standing ovation when he came to the bench halfway through the second or something like that. It was just so uplifting. But mate, it was a special day. It reminded me a lot of the Sydney game last year.
Very similar. And, you and I have spoken a lot over the last few weeks, particularly about our kicking and our decision-making. It just looks like whatever they've done in terms of that simplification. I don't know what exactly was said or what exactly was implemented, but they're making quick decisions. They seem to be out in open space. They seem to be kicking to their teammates' advantage. And I don't know what it is, but it looked bloody good.
That is spot on. Like we just all of a sudden we're using it so well, and we seem to be handballing it to that player that has space. Whereas in the first half of the season, we were just bombing it from contested situations, which is exactly what Port did today, and it doesn't really work. So I mean, yeah, it was really great to see. Just there's an eerie comparison to something from last year. So we've won 4 on the trot. We won 4 on the trot last year, and they're so similar because the first 3 on the trot last year were games we should have won. I think it was North, GWS, and maybe Adelaide. You know, games that we should have won last year. And then we had the Sydney victory, which was sort of like a bit of a landmark victory. And then, unfortunately, that was basically the beginning of the end. After that, we sort of went loss, win, and then we had obviously those 4 losses at the end. I'm really interested to see what we're capable of. I mean, really respectfully, I think we should win and win well next week. And then we should go into a Collingwood game with a game plan that we should expect to be able to win. You know, like major respect to what Collingwood have done this year, but we have got to set our sights high. We can't shy away from that pressure. Yeah, mate, it's exciting.
It's wild. I mean, for years, the conversation about us has been we've never been able to beat a top 4 side.
Yep.
And I mean, okay, the out's fair, but like 50 points against Port Adelaide? Come on. That's serious. That's a serious win.
And they came at us at times, like definitely at the end of the second and the end of the third, I thought, well, we'll do well here to sort of keep this 5-goal plus lead. But every time we did what we had to do, which was sometimes we slowed it down or just found a way to get a goal. And that's what Jack is so good at. He just bobs up, and you know, a few of his goals are just so timely. But yeah, I can't really ask for much more right now. I'm obviously pretty keen to find out what the go is with Harry. Like the downside is the action didn't look particularly good the way he fell. But then he jogged off the ground and he sort of wasn't walking with a limp in the rooms. I'm no physio, so I got no idea. But obviously hoping, I don't know what it could be, but yeah, we'll have to see, hey?
Yeah, I was sitting right behind the bench, so I saw his demeanor as he came off, saw him jogging off, and then he took a while to come back out on the ground. He looked pretty dejected, but also at the same time, the image of him jogging off was one where I got a little bit of confidence out of that. And I guess the hope is that it's just not a season-ending one.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to say that we did okay without him afterwards. In fact, we were more potent after he went down in the forward line, but I'm not too sure how we flip the magnets for that one. That'll require a bit of thought. Geez, Charlie Curnow, he's such a selfless forward. He's a Coleman medalist, but he is more than happy to just wear opposition players so he can create a spillage. It was just so impressive. So yeah, I'm not too sure what we do, but if we do lose Harry for a few weeks, but either way, mate, I think we can cover it. I prefer not to, but I think we can.
Yeah. Well, mate, so good to be talking after a good win again against a quality outfit. It's been it's a relief, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
Mate.
I know, mate. I know you got to keep this up.
Yeah, love it. All right, Terry, have a good night, mate.
Good on you. See you, mate.
See you, mate.
Peter V, Blue Bagger with a 20. The lid is broken. Drink your Kool-Aid because we're playing finals. It's a pleasure to be at the game with Lana Owens and Rash. Can someone please help locate Port supporter called Zach? He's gone missing like Essendon on peptides. Let him know, Pete. Let him fucking know, mate. Oh, good. All right. Who we got? Joel. You're on mute, mate.
Yeah. Terry, thanks for having me, mate.
No worries, mate. Talk to me.
Talk to me. Oh, talk to you. All right. Well, I didn't go to the game, so you'd be disappointed firstly, but I watched it nonetheless. I watched it from home. And feeling good, but not getting carried away yet. Look, very happy. I think, look, this is the way I look at it, okay? So if we keep playing the way we are, I think we'll all be very, very happy in a few months' time. But we've got to treat each game like from now on as a final, I think we can't. Obviously, we need to accumulate the wins to get into the finals, but we've got to treat each game on its merits. And the way the attitude I think we're having at the moment within the team is great. Thirst for the contest, that was what stood out to me today. Look, they've got a bit of Vossi in them, haven't they? They got their appetite for the contest was great. And I really think that I think it's drilled into them now that it's not about outcome. It's about each contest. It's about just seeing what's in front of you, playing with your mates. We're playing as a real team now. I think it's great. What do you think?
Mate, I'm with you. I'm excited. I'm also mindful of the fact that we've got to continue it. But the boys just seem to have found something. And I think we can now clearly say that they've found something. Bit of confidence, bit of zip, bit of energy. I think they have found one another. And I think the selflessness went to another level tonight. Particularly, not a lot of stat padding, not a lot of high possession getters. There was almost like they were obsessed with getting each other involved and being a bit more efficient with the way they move the ball. And mate, I'm happy tonight. Obviously, you're not wrong in saying we've got to continue it on, but I don't think anybody predicted tonight happening in the manner that it did.
No, you're spot on. I know there's been a bit of media coverage around them being a bit beaten up and stuff, and perhaps they did look like that. So that might have been true in a way. Winning 13 games in a row can do that. As I said, but it's been really good. I think the messaging has been, not that I'm at the club, but it seems like Vossi, everyone's now on the same page. Or if they ever weren't, I'm not sure, but it's showing, things like it just shows that, even though we are really a star-studded team, how star-studded we will find out. But I think a lot of it, and that's what I always say to a lot of my friends, it's between the years. And I think, if confidence is a great thing, if we can start believing in ourselves, we've pushed through the adversity now. We've really, I'm surprised at the way we have turned it around. I think, as a saying that I love to say, and a saying that I find that I sometimes say to myself and I like to say to other people is, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And we're starting to see a bit of the character within each of the players within the team. And I think, we couldn't have gone back to the drawing board by.
No, that's right. That's right. Joel,
we don't want to do the old Carlton and it's when things are down, you really get to find out about the character of people. And I think there's been too many times where we've just.
So do you know what I say, Joel?
Sorry?
I said, do you know what I say?
Yeah.
I say, Joel, smile, mate. We just beat Port Adelaide by 50 points, mate.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know. I'm.
Mate, you have a great night.
I'm pretty serious, but no. Yeah, no. Look, to lighten up the mood a bit. No, I think it was great. Clearly, I'm not getting carried away because we're not in the 8 yet, but enjoy your whiskey. I think you've been at the game has probably given you that energy. That's my guess, and I think that's great. I think good on everyone for going and
get your ass there next week, Joel. See you next week, my friend. Love it. KP.
Terry, mate. Is my connection all right?
Crystal clear, my friend.
Mate, I don't know what's going on, but mate, I don't care. I'm enjoying this win with me old man in Queensland. We did it, mate. We did it. We did it.
70s and 80s and 90s old man, mate. I've seen it all, but I think they're coming again slowly. I'm not getting too excited.
He's reminiscing,
but we're getting there, mate. We're getting there. Just keep the lid on for a little while longer, I think.
He's being conserved. Yeah. But
good night, buddy.
But
thanks, mate.
Terry, mate. We did it. We did it. And that's all that matters. Unfortunately, I'm up on the Goldie. So right now, the adrenaline I feel like going on a rampage in Surfers Paradise. And at one point, I thought we were going to get kicked out of this apartment, to be honest with you, because, mate, the whole 27th floor was probably shaking. But mate, the standout for me today, I got one word.
Team effort.
Yeah, that's the one. Teamwork.
Yeah.
And like even oh my god, who was commentating? Even though we didn't listen half the time because we're loud wogs and we talk over each other, but Gary, Gazza and Chief were saying like Houston clocked 41, and I think Doherty was our highest disposal getter at 25, and just like that, they were in awe, mate. Like we're getting what we know what this list can do, and we're getting now what we've been screaming out for, mate. Team footy.
Yeah.
Team footy.
Team footy. They've bought in. They've bought into it.
Mate, something just it just clicked. Like they're just like we'll be at games like, you know, with my old man or with the family, and it'll be like there's no bloody fucking Carlton jumpers around that contest. There's no Carlton jumpers inside 50. Now it's like we're versing the old Carlton because we're putting pressure on the other team. It's just bloody good to watch. And like you've even, and again, I know I probably sound like a broken record, like even just the way we tackle, just even adding in Fogarty, like even, mate, today was the first bloody time. Now, my head's a bit big because, you know, we're Carlton supporters, but I swear to God, today's the first time Pal Pepper got dragged down this season, mate, as good as we did it. So, mate, bring it on. West Coast next week. And you know what? I'll leave with one question. Collingwood did what? 12 games under bloody 12 points last year? Why can't we? Why can't we? Let's enjoy it, but why can't we, mate? Enjoy your night test. I'll enjoy my Coke Zero. You'll enjoy your whiskey, and up the baggers.
Up the baggers. Love your work, my friend. Absolutely love it. Ben L.
Hey, mate. How are you?
I'm bloody fantastic. How are you?
Oh, great, mate. I start this off at Gold Coast. Me and my old man bought tickets. We said, fuck it, we're not going. Like, just how bad we were. And we ended up going today, and fuck me, how good was that? That was everything you asked for. Like, the teamwork, the run, the Shepherds, the little taps, the smothers. We would have had 15 smothers today.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. Yeah, it's fucking great. I know we've still got work to do, but that's been awesome. Like, if the boys do that every week and you lose, so what? If you're working your ass off like that and you lose to a better side, who cares?
Mate, spot on.
All our fans have asked for all year. Just fucking work. And it's good to see we finally do it, and good to see other players besides Cripps and Kerno get rewards. Everyone else is getting the chocolates now, which is good.
Yeah, mate. I mean, you know, talk about Sauce was talked about earlier. Jesse Motlop comes in very late after Matt Owies. I'm not sure exactly what happened to Owies, but I know he was a super late out.
Yes.
And, you know, Cottrell had his moments. I thought Chincotta had his moments.
Chincotta, mate. He gave me a stiffy. He's fucking unreal, mate. Just the one thing I also noticed in contests, especially being at the game today, was how many times like a Port player would be at the back and they go to do their sort of turnaround run, like when someone's on their tail, and like a Cripper or a Hewitt will just be on the other side when they turn, and they turn right into a tackle. That was fantastic. That was awesome. I'm so proud, so happy.
It's wild, man. It's wild because for a lot of us, we haven't seen football like that in most of our supporting lives.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally, there may be 7 to 8 games where it's been happy like that in our whole life. Those who've been born, you know, after the 90s and don't remember 95 or 99 or any of that. So when they come around, they're far and few between. And then, you know, the hope is that, you know, it continues and it becomes something.
Yeah, that's it. Just one question to follow up, because as you said, we are pretty young. I was born in 99.
Yep.
When was the last time you can remember having 4 wins over 50 points in a row?
I don't.
Ever?
I don't.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think so, but it's unreal. Unreal. So good stuff.
It is, mate. Well, you enjoy, my friend.
Will do. Keep it up. Go Baggers.
Go Baggers. Wayne and Pops.
Hey, Pops will be in a minute. He's just, I think he's just a bit tired from his walk, mate. It's been a bit of a struggle for him, but he's glad he's found his feet. Oh, what a game. Can you believe it? Oh, yeah, he's coming now. Sorry, we're we just got home. Like we just got home. I wish I'd have known Tommy was going to the pub earlier. Oh, there he is.
G'day,
Hey,
Pops.
Go the baggers, mate. Oh,
have one for me, mate.
Another one for you?
Yes, I'll be drinking tomorrow. I think we'll probably watch the replay, maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times before I go to bed. But
I think that the bottle of scotch that I've got might take a nudge if we keep going the way we're going this year.
Just make sure you're keeping the top shelf. Leave it alone until September, and then we can reach for that top shelf.
yes, reach for the stars. Oh, man.
It was just a brilliant overall performance by everybody today.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I really can't. I even dressed up for the occasion. Shaved head, plenty of Aboriginal gear, made myself look nice.
What did I tell you about Cunners early on in this pre-season?
You did. You mentioned that he could be a real missing link for the group,
Yep, I told you.
Good kicking is good football.
And look, what have they been doing? Kicking to our advantage. And look at the results. Last 4 weeks.
Correct.
Last 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
it's just
been
brilliant.
unbelievable.
It's instinctive football.
Yeah. Did you like Newey's snap?
I did.
Oh,
wasn't bad. What the crowd went.
Oh yeah,
bonkers.
Pommy's signature Charlie song's been singing in the crowd now, apparently. And it's it was quite a treat actually. It was, oh man, like I think did you see that, like the double spoil by Jack Silvani? Like that was crazy. He won a 1-on-3 and then went back and spoiled another one.
I actually think it's time to stop calling him Jack. It's time to start calling him Sauce.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's
garnered
the spirit of Sauce, and that's what he is right now.
He is just he's just a workhorse, and he just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
Does not stop.
Ever since he got that whack from the Essendon bloke, I thought there was something wrong with his ribs. Back then, and I think he's learnt to live with that. I think it's starting to come good. I reckon, and the team cohesion was just so much crazy. I could barely. That's why I'm gonna have to watch the replay because I think I missed half of it. Like, you know how normally when they kick it down in defensive 50, you get that apprehensive feeling? I didn't get it tonight. I was like, oh, they're going to bomb it down? After Wiedering marked it about 3 or 4 times, I figured, nah, you're dreaming. You're not going to get the ball kicking it like that. I felt like for the first time in my life, I didn't mind them kicking it up in the air. I hated that. I hated it at the start of the year. Remember, we just kept kicking it up, and Charlie and Harry weren't going up for the mark, or they were spoiling each other. And I think like all of our initial goals came from Sauce and Jesse.
Motlop, Cotters kicked 2.
Oh,
who else kicked them? I can't remember. Charlie kicked 3.
When's the last time you remember us spoiling that much? And I think our smother count was off the charts. I've never seen so much smothering. Like, we just shut them down. I was ecstatic.
We didn't give them a chance to scratch themselves.
No. And they were good. They are a good side.
Oh,
and they are, we made them, I don't want to say we made them look second rate, but there can be no question about the validity of that win.
Absolutely.
And I'm just waiting for the commentators to say, they had 7 players out, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I couldn't stand listening to Kane Corns. For God's sake, just stop talking about Port and the bad decisions. So, I love Jared Waitley. I don't mind him as a commentator, but bloody hell, Kane is such a turn-off. I just had to turn off. Yep. Instead, I just decided to try and listen into Pommy, but then I just figured I just might just listen into the whole, because the atmosphere just kept going up and up and up. It never stopped. No, and even in the rooms after the game, I think they sung the song like 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah. In the Legends Lounge, they got a bit raucous too.
I bet they did. Yeah.
Yeah, a few people falling.
Oh yeah, the two old guys fell over in the rooms. That was funny.
Well,
They really were.
lads, I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you. Thanks
Yeah,
for calling.
yeah, I was just about to say, yeah,
And,
thank you very
go
much.
Blues!
And
Come
go
on!
Burgers. Go the Blue Abroad channel. Love you guys. We're going to
See
kick.
you, mate. Josh White.
Yeah, let's go. Can you fucking? I'm sorry. I'm absolutely lost the plot at the game. I lost it. I don't care. I can't believe it, bro.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
No, I can. I can't believe it. They said, "Oh, it's just Gold Coast. It's just Hawthorn. It's just Fremantle." What are they going to say now?
Who
What do they
cares
say now?
what they say, bro? Who cares what they say? It's about us.
Cares? We are back, and all of a sudden, Carlton Collingwood is one of the biggest games of the year.
Oh God! Look, 1 week at a time. We're
It
on
is,
West
yeah.
Coast next week. We know not to get too far ahead of ourselves. We'll deal with Collingwood in due course, my friend. No doubt about that. But it's all about next week.
Absolutely. So 2:10 next week, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't looked.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, I'm just so pleased. The last 4 weeks, but today to do it against a great side, obviously.
Yeah.
The pressure. The boys
Yeah.
were swarming. That was impressive. The use of the corridor. All of a sudden, like, fuck, we look unreal using the corridor and just pushing it forward. We were going through there so quickly that Port Adelaide had no time at all to set up in their back half, and bang, goal. Jesse Motlop, when I saw he was in, I was just like, oh, shit. He kicked 4 goals.
In the first half, bro.
Sauce. I've been critical on him all year. And he's been unreal, especially over the last 4 weeks. I'm so happy. And, actually, one thing I did notice at halftime, I don't know if this is like much, but none of our players had more than 20 disposals. I think that may have been at 3/4 time, actually.
Three-quarter time,
So, yeah. Who led for the disposal count, actually? I don't know.
Looking now, Newman had 23, Cripps had 23. I think Doherty led. Doherty had 26, and he led the team.
Well, you know what that is, though? That's a team performance right there. And
Yep.
I am so proud of the boys. I don't know, after 7 weeks of just being in the dumps and being in absolute shit, to have the mental strength to come back. I know, we beat a few average sides, but to do it against a team like Port Adelaide, and you know what? We didn't only beat them, we gave them a football lesson, mate. We gave them a football lesson. I don't care that they had all the outs. You know what? In fact, the players coming in for Port Adelaide would want to actually play really well because they want to get a spot in their team. So you know what? I don't care what anyone has to say. We're back next week. I'm so excited for West Coast. So excited, and it's so good. Mate, outside the ground, everyone was so up and about. Oh, it was literally Sydney round 10, version 2. That's what it was.
Yeah. And I'll say this about the people who are downplaying our wins. Let them underrate us, mate. Let us not have respect.
Yeah.
Let them try and disrespect what we're doing and not acknowledge that it's let them feel like and let them talk about how it's not real. Let's just surprise them,
Yep. 100%. Do we know the extent of Mackay's injury?
No, all I know is that it's knee.
Okay.
And he looked pretty flat on the bench. I was sitting right behind the bench. He looked pretty flat, and we just hope for the best. But the fact that he jogged off is, for the most part, usually a good sign.
Yeah.
And now we just wait. It might be time to put McGovern back forward and march back down back. Who knows?
Oh boy, yeah. All of a sudden we can, speaking of I'm mentioning that Tom De Koning had a great game. I thought actually maybe one of his best games for the club. I thought.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he was excellent.
He did. Josh White.
What that was, team performance. I'm so proud of them. So proud.
Yeah.
But
well, mate, you go and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I'll be wearing this proudly, mate.
Good on ya. Go Blues.
Go the Baggers. See you next week.
See you, mate. Shannon.
Hello, hello.
Ready to risk it all. Let's go.
Oh my God. So we go back to my list that I sent a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Tick off Port Adelaide.
Yep.
Done. Moving on.
We
That
moved.
was the most comprehensive win, 4-quarter win that we have had for a long time. Like we led from start to finish.
Yep.
Incredible football. And we were going absolutely bananas in the cheer squad. It was so good. And now I'm taking pleasure in watching Essendon get flogged. So it's a
What's the
win-win.
update? What's the update? What's the
Um,
story?
Start of the third quarter, 44 points up to Geelong.
Oof. Wait, the Bombers are up. Geelong are up 44.
Yeah, Bombers have only kicked 3 goals for the entire game. So
Okay, fantastic. That's what we love to see, mate. It's just it's
love to see it.
worlds. It's the best of both worlds. No, that was seriously that was such a good night out. Such a good night of footy. I actually I was screaming. I was like fist pumping. I haven't done that all year. Honestly, I have not gotten that excited all year at a game.
No, and it was good to have Tori and Kira out on the ground tonight. Poor Tori. I feel for Tori. Hopefully Harry's all right for her. It was it was such a really good experience tonight. And Dad and I were talking in the car on the way home, and we were actually sitting there going, I don't think anybody played a bad game across the board. There was like literally no passengers tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And we never say that. There's always one or two. And I know there might be a bit of an injury cloud over Chera. He went off late. I'm not sure if you saw anything sitting behind the bench, but
I saw it.
Paddy was injured, so
I saw Chairs at the end. I mean, I saw on the AFL app that it said he was injured, but he looked pretty chill, pretty calm. They were, listen, they were banged up tonight, our boys. They threw themselves at a lot of contests. How about McGovern? Throwing his knee into backs, breaking spines. Mate, come on. McGovern.
Look, we had our boys like just tackling machines tonight, and I know Sam Palpepper is one of those really strong burst through players. He was trying to tonight, and he just got taken down left, right, and center. It's like, sit down, mate.
Yeah,
you're in our house. You sit down.
Yeah,
and the place was rocking for 34,000 people. The place was absolutely rocking. It was unbelievable scenes. And we did say if we win, there's going to be scenes.
Yeah, no, that was probably the only part about tonight where I was shocked and like slightly disappointed. I thought for sure 40,000, and then I was thinking like 45, 46. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I was a little bit surprised to see a 34,000 crowd tonight.
Yeah, well, kids were free. I thought there'd
Yeah.
be lots of people there. I mean, I got home pretty quick from the ground, and I live 40 minutes away from the ground, so I got home pretty quick. But no, super happy, super impressed. Can't fault absolutely anybody on the field. I mean, Charlie took a while to get going, but once he got going, it's like Aaliyah who. So no, move on to West Coast next week. We'll keep the lid slightly ajar.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I'm not going to underestimate West Coast anymore because they took it right up to St Kilda.
Yeah.
And we can't go into any game thinking it's going to be a walk in the park. So we just need to, like you said, take it 1 week at a time.
Yes.
Then we get to Collingwood and flog them by 10 goals.
Yes. And then, you're right. No, you're right. Look, the job is ahead of us. Great win tonight. Not a good win. Great win. And there is now a situation where things are a little bit more in our control and we're not having to rely on other teams to lose as much as what we were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So we just continue on next Saturday, 2:10 p.m. Marvel Stadium, West Coast Eagles, and we just go from there.
I am going to be cutting it fine because I'm playing at 11 o'clock. So cutting it fine, but we will be fine. We will get there. I'm so excited to see where this group can now go with the belief that they've got. And there's belief there because Cripper was running through blokes. He was ready to run through a brick wall. And I haven't seen that side of Cripper since early last year. Like this is something special we're building here.
Yeah, no doubt. No
Let's
doubt.
go.
Shannon, you have a great night.
You too. See you later.
See ya.
Tez.
Wayne with the 20. Aaliyah got bodied by Motlop and became a shambled mess. Gave Charlie some soup. Very good. Very, very good. Oh, wow. What the hell? Michael Harley with the 160. Wow. Thank you so much, mate. Halftime, my son came to the lounge where I was watching the game with my membership lanyard and said, "Daddy, do you want to wear this?" And I stood in front of the TV with my lanyard on and cheered the Blues on to the most comprehensive win I've seen from them in years. That's very special. And that's very generous, mate. Thank you so much for the donation. And I'm sure that was a very special moment for you and your little champion there as well. Sam.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. How are you?
Oh, it's been a long time since I've been on one of these, and I thought I've got to get on tonight.
No better night
So,
than tonight, my friend.
Excuse me if it's loud because I'm on Burke Street and only just making my way from the pub now. So, it's good to have a feeling like that after, the couple of tough weeks that we had earlier on in the season. And it just shows it was always there under the wraps. We just needed a few links to click together properly, and it's just I even feel a bit more that these couple of patches games were better than some of the games last year. Like, we're actually putting the foot down now on the throat and not giving up leads and letting them kick 4 or 5 goals in the last quarter. We're actually just the pressure. To be honest, I thought at halftime and 3/4 time that they were gonna push up and come back a bit, because it's such a heavy, hard game to maintain all that pressure on top. And I was so nervous in that last quarter, but I didn't have to be at all because we were really solid. It was just really good to see. And Sauce having a good time out there. Motlop, who wasn't even named in the team, he surely should stay around for a bit longer because he's just going to get better and better. I can just see it coming along a mile away, and we'll just take it from here. But last year, the Sydney game at Marvel, that Friday night game, was my favourite game. I enjoyed that so much, but this sits on top of that now. It's the best game that I've been to in a fair few years. I don't know where people rate that game, but
I'm with you. I think that eclipses the Sydney game from last year for sure.
Yeah. So my expectations, I don't know now. Just holding on for dear life for the ride. And it's exciting few games. It's good to be happy because I was very flat early on, but just shows if you wait and you're patient. Everyone was, I think Voss would have had some tricks up his sleeves today, being the Port all those years with Ken Hinkley as well. So I don't know. We just have to trust the process. And wow, what are we going to uncover over these next couple of weeks? It's going to be very, very exciting, and I'll definitely be tuned across all the channels on Real Broad for it.
Absolutely. Well, I think also the fans, we need to now do our part and get to the damn stadiums, mate.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Fill it out. There's no excuses now.
No excuses. So, mate, thanks for calling in. You have a great night and go Blues.
Yes. Go Blues. See you, mate. Nice to chat.
Likewise. Also, for those asking, we're absolutely going to play the press conference. I've got a couple more left. We'll play the press conference and we'll finish. And then I'm going to go out for a drink because I got to celebrate. Come on, man. If you're in the waiting room, please turn your camera on because I don't want a situation where I don't know what's about to happen. So, all right. Ooh, who is this?
Terry?
Tristan?
Yeah. G'day, mate. Mate, I'm so proud of the Carlton Football Club. I've in fact taken my...
Gotcha, dickhead. I fucking got you before you did it. You little virgin. You can't fuck with me twice, mate. I got you. Damo.
Hey, Tez, how are you?
Mate, I'm good. How are you?
Fuck, so happy, mate. So happy.
Brother,
Sorry, my voice.
come on. Nah, mate, I don't know. What were you like at the game today? You would have been going off your rocker.
I was going absolute crazy. It was the whole plan. I actually just came back from Adelaide to see my family, and I was like, I'm coming this week. We need every supporter to be there against a great team, and we need to make them feel uncomfortable. And I was just flying on it, all cylinders. I missed all the wins in the last few weeks, unfortunately. And I was like, tonight was just like, I'm going to come out in numbers tonight. And the respect I've got in my seat there, they absolutely love me. But unfortunately, my man Harry, but that's all right. Hey, the main thing is we won, and I hope he's all right. But, we'll work out. I think it was fine how the forward line worked without him too. I really did.
Well,
what do you think?
It made it a bit more mobile, a bit more unpredictable. But the big thing was it didn't mentally affect us when he went off, and that's something that probably would have happened in the past.
I reckon. I was saying to someone, even though it hurts me to bloody say how much I love H.
Yeah.
I was actually like, this could be actually one of the best things for this club, and actually just being unpredictable again, like we were in 2012 when we had that run, like 2011 when Fev left, and it was just a bit unpredictable with Betts and Gala back in those days. And I was seeing similar from Jack Silvani, Jack Martin, absolutely brilliant from those two, and of course Jesse Motlop. And there was big jokes because after Jesse's second goal and third goal, I started a Motlop chant in my area. So the whole crowd went with the Motlop chant. And the big joke in my area was, "Oh, you'll have to get a Motlop jumper now." I said, nah. I said, hold on, Harry's still number one. But yeah, it's just, one thing I noticed, and I've got to say, I've got to give it to Vossi. He's really changed his game plan. And I was like, the first 5 minutes, I was a bit worried because I saw Port Adelaide really going through the corridor. And I was saying to the bloke in front of me, I was like, that's a bit of a worry there. Well, I hope he closes that down a bit. And he did. Yeah. He really did. And we've done well with that. Did you notice that in the first 5 minutes? They were really taking it on through the corridor?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Vossi said it even after we were losing, and they were asking him like, "Oh, why aren't you scoring?" And he said it starts from defense. And I think a lot of us took that maybe in the wrong way, like, "Oh no, it's not defense, it's offense. We can't score." But mate, we cause turnover, and then we score off turnover, we create the chains, and we're lethal. Let's be honest. What we're doing is what Port Adelaide do. We're doing the Port Adelaide game style, and I just think we did it a lot better tonight.
I was this is just my opinion, but this is the last month I've seen, is I'm slowly just seeing we're finally developing players.
Yeah.
And if we got to give them a couple of weeks in the reserves, Vossi's been doing that, and they've been coming back and playing their role. We didn't rush Stewart back. We didn't rush Motlop back. It was like a couple of years ago, we were saying how bad we were at developing players. Like that was the real issue at the club, and I feel it's getting a lot better on that side. And one other thing before I go, I want to say is that I don't know if you agree with me, but we're slowly getting the killer instinct.
I do agree with you, mate.
A couple of weeks before we got tested by Hawthorn in the second quarter and Gold Coast, I think, in the third quarter, if I remember right. But the main thing was we had the killer instinct and came back and put them away when we needed to. And that's what great teams bloody do. And they're the teams that make finals. And if we're going to make finals, that's what we need to do for the rest of the season when we're in front like the way we are. So, but go the fucking Baggers.
Go the fucking Baggers, mate.
But go the Baggers, and let's all get there in numbers next week, and make sure they know West Coast know what town they're in. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I just poured another drink for you, my friend. Cheers.
Thanks. God bless you. See you, mate.
See you, legend. All right. Who we got? All right. Got a couple more. Then we'll watch the presser. Razor.
Yeah, mate. I finally got on.
Welcome.
What a win.
Welcome to special.
I watched the game. It's just, it was just so good. Like, we looked so good when we're on. Like, just that running and players were just free, and it just looked grouse. Like, and I don't know. It's just like first time I've seen Sos like played a great game. Like he played for every game. He just plays for the jumper. Like, and it's just, I still can't believe we won it.
And not just win it, mate. We belted them. We belted the second best team or a top 2 team by 50 points. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. And even for Voss as well, like the pressure was on him like the last couple of weeks, and it just after that bye round, pretty much he's just changed the footy club pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what happens from here, mate? Are you are you a believer in what we can do? Is there still time for us to do something this year?
Yeah, I reckon. Like I reckon our tough side is probably Collingwood. I reckon we could probably do Melbourne, and all the other teams. Yeah, I reckon we should be able to beat them. Our tough one is probably Collingwood because they're obviously on top. But yeah, I love it. Just love it.
I love it. Well, mate, you go and enjoy your night, and thanks for calling up.
Yeah, cheers, Terry.
See you, mate. Toby, my friend.
Terry, how are you, mate?
Mate, I'm good. I'm glad you called in on tonight because tonight's a special night. That was a very special win.
Mate, it was freaking brilliant. I watched the last quarter on Caro. I was listening to it and I had to call my brother about something. But as Carlton supporters, mate, how fucking good is this? 4 in a fucking row. You little ripper. Come on, baggers. Come on. Come on. Boys, our footy over the last month has been magnificent. Congratulations to everybody. Voss, we're starting to believe, Terry. I really believe that we have turned. This is our turnaround of the season now. We can believe we can do it. And if we're good enough, we are going to make it. And sides above us start to get a little bit shaky, because the Blues are coming, baby. We are coming, Tez. And I'm up in the bat, man. I'm freaking happy that our boys are doing it because this is brilliant. This is what Carlton supporters deserve. We deserve this. And if we make it, let's make it heck for everybody else because Carlton supporters, get up in the bat. Come on. I'm up. And if I'm up, you're up with me because this is fucking awesome. Come on, Blues. I'm sorry for swearing, Tez, but I'm happy, man.
You can swear. No, you're allowed to swear on the channel. It's not a problem. It's good to see you happy, always. We've been through a lot of the tough times, and it's not to say that more tough times are not coming because they are, but it's good to see a little bit of an upward trend. So you make sure that you have a good night tonight, and we'll see you soon.
I will, Matt. Up the baggers!
Up the baggers, my friend. All right. Josh Dolan.
How you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Jeez, isn't the lid off with Toby? I haven't heard him swear before.
Toby's up and about. Toby's been here through thick and through thin.
Absolutely. Mate, what a game. I came into the game quietly confident, to be honest, because I put up that video before of all the Kool-Aid colours I saw at the shops today, and I was like, this is a sign. There's too much Kool-Aid in the shop here.
It was a special night. It's we've been going for an hour and 15. I feel like it's blinked. I've blinked and it's passed, but that was the best win we've had in a long time since Richmond
was the best four-quarter performance in a decade, which is sad to hear, but brilliant to finally see.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just hope that they've found it and they just hold on to it forever.
Yeah, absolutely. There was I was looking at, I've got a wall over here with my filing cabinet's got all my membership stickers for over the years. And I was looking at the 2012 one. And that was, I think, the year where they were saying they can smell us coming. I was like, well, it's only taken 10 years, but we're finally coming.
We're finally coming. Absolutely, man. We've mentioned, a lot of the names have been mentioned tonight. Any names that are a bit, not unheralded, but sort of flown under the radar? Any performances that you think maybe should be highlighted that we haven't highlighted yet?
I was hoping Dow would have a bit like he was good at the contest, but his kicking was still slightly off. But I was really impressed with how Modders really came in and just stood his ground and showed, yep, I'm meant to be in this forward line. That was just an absolute dominance performance by him today.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I think Carey going down was actually good because it was finally time for this team to start showing what others can do in that forward line, and today proved it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, look, for Motlop, I mean, to be ready, willing, and professionally available, moments before the bounce. I think always was laid out with like 10 minutes to go. So for that to happen, and then for Motlop to perform the way he did, that's a big tick for the young fella.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm pumped. That was an awesome win.
Love it. Well, you go and enjoy yourself, my friend.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me on.
See ya. All right, it's time to watch the bloody press conference. What a great idea this is. This is brilliant. I'm gonna put this press conference on. Stand by.
Just firstly, really impressive win, but obviously set out by the injury to Harry. How's he going?
Well, he's hobbling around in the change rooms, but we'll obviously wait until Monday to get the scans and we'll sort of follow it up from there. So I'm not even too sure necessarily what the initial prognosis of that would be. So we'll wait to obviously get it scanned, and then we'll obviously find out what the damage is from there.
Is it an ankle?
No knee.
Sorry, I'm going to pause that there. These journos, the first question you ask, I mean, come on. What about the game?
Yeah, knee. So, so we just obviously wasn't able to get going again. So, we'll obviously take him out of the game.
There's a big spectrum for a knee injury. Are you worried that it's...
No. Early diagnosis, no. But we'll just, it's like one of those ones. I think we just wait till we get the scans and we'll get the full bit of information, and then we can sort of feed it out from there.
Forward line was very impressive despite the injury. How good was it to see that kind of efficiency in the performance?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Look, the guys were obviously, I guess, Port defenders were trying to support the aerial contest a little bit. So Charlie had to take his turn to just get the ball to ground, and they were able to do that. Some of the smalls got to work and were able to hit the scoreboard. So that was pleasing. Again, we had a lot of different types of goal kickers in there. Shout out to Motts for being able to get in late into the team and to have the impact he did in the first half. I don't think he would have dreamed that was what his night was going to look like, but he certainly got very energised by it. But just to be able to sort of bring that pressure in the front half when we needed to and have that presence, when the ball hit the ground was obviously a pretty important part of the game.
How late?
Sorry. Calf needs to tightened up in the warm-up,
How late was that decision made? Was Motlop up in the box when?
No, he was still on the ground. So I was in through the warm up. He just couldn't get going. So for whatever reason, he just sort of felt like he was tightening up. And like anything, it's probably not going to get better when you start game time. So we obviously had the emergency there, and we had a like for like replacement. So we went with it.
Some people that were really spoken. Jesse just looked like he was having a ball.
Yeah, well. Does that to you when you kick forward, don't you, in the first half? But no, he got lots of little looks, and no, the look was pleasing for him to be able to come in and just adapt. And we got on with business, and I guess it's a next man in, and next man in did a role for us, and that's all we're asking our players to do: be able to come in and have an impact with their role, and make sure that they contribute to somebody else in the role that they're able to do. And he's been in pretty good form. His last couple of weeks in the VFL has been pretty strong, so there's no hesitation being able to bring him in. He's ready to go.
Contested ball numbers and clearance, they were pretty even, and normally under you and Carlton won, those numbers have been heavily tilted your favour. I mean, where'd you see, I suppose, the point of difference made tonight in the game?
Yeah, well, I looked down. I was in terms of just the numbers themselves. Like centre square bounce, we're down a couple in the end, but midfield wise, we're actually quite strong. So that probably tells me that, given the overall number, we just lost. We've probably lost the bookends a little bit. So, look, I mean, obviously we were able to change up what we needed to. They got going in the back end of the second quarter there. Houston, Rosie, Butters were starting to get their hands on it and becoming quite damaging. But thankfully, for short periods of time, they sort of always look threatening. But we were able to get in that arm wrestle and be able to fight our way back. And I thought in the last quarter, when we really need to be able to get that territory on the field, and I thought that was a really important part of the game, was to obviously get to work in the clearances. I think the last few weeks we've actually been playing some really good footy, but clearly when you're playing against a side that's won 13 in a row, that's another level. They've overcome plenty of challenges throughout those last 13 or so games, and so being emphatic with the way that we played was important. I think what we also walk away from the game is understanding that there's still a bit of work to be done within our system. We had 59 inside 50s, which is, you can't complain. Clearly, we've kicked the winning score, but, we've had 62 inside 50s against us. So it's probably not the number we want to be fighting against. Their efficiency was a little low on the night. And our efficiency was pretty good. So, tables have turned a little bit when it comes to that, based on where we were at only about 5-6 weeks ago. So we'll have to look at the vision and, have to look at it pretty strongly and see where our next level of improvement comes from. A lot of facets of our game we take away we're really improved. Really pleased with, but clearly out of those numbers, there's still some things we need to be able to get to work on.
Do you feel like the pressure around the ball was pretty hot throughout? I mean, not just at the ball carrier, but then the defender pushing, leaving their man and pushing up.
Yeah, well, that's been the significant change for us, is that we've had a total buy-in to that. We've also had a total buy-in in terms of just being able to get our jobs done. And, there was a couple of standouts in the team performance today, but it was largely fairly even. And they've been sharing the load and being able to take their turn, whether that's playing higher up the field or whether that's, flipping numbers through the middle of the ground. So they're certainly sharing the load more, and the numbers say so. And against a pretty good side, you need that team performance, and we're able to get that.
Jack Silvani, one of those standouts.
Oh, he was a standout. Yeah, he was. He was be able to hit the scoreboard the way that he did, and the role we've asked him to play. It's a tough role to be able to do that, to be able to sort of play second ruck and come in and compete there, and then ask to go forward. So he was certainly one of those guys.
You've tried him in the VFL in defence. I mean, where do you see him as his best spot? Is it what he did tonight?
Yeah, well, he's certainly played some good patches. He actually did some really good things down in defence as well. So, when you talk to him, he's saying that his little stint there actually has helped him quite a fair bit. So, well, I believe him. It's certainly he's certainly competing really hard. We're obviously through a pretty big task to him and Youngie, in the last couple of weeks when we didn't have any rucks, and they just took it on. Didn't complain about it. Weren't worried about it, and the midfield, we were able to support them both. And obviously Tom's been able to come in and have an impact tonight as well. His presence was really valued, but just be able to sort of see the guys being able to come in and get their jobs done was probably the most pleasing part of the whole night.
What's changed and how has it changed when people from the outside look like the season was falling apart for Carlton?
There's probably been a couple of simple things. One of the first ones is just our application to get pressure on the ball. That's been the main one, and I think we're all sharing the load better. We're clear on the roles we need to be able to get done, and we're buying into others, and we're prepared to take a back seat if we need to. And again, I highlight Charlie's effort tonight. He wasn't necessarily sharing in the goals, but his ability to be able to control the drop and get the ball to ground and let others go to work, I thought was a real highlight. There's a few others that I'm probably leaving out, but they're the two things that have probably really significantly changed for us.
How big an impact do you think having guys like Dave Cunningham, Jack Martin coming into the side probably about the time when you started to win again? What impact did they have on your side?
Yeah, it's tough to nail down into three, but yeah, I have to say they've made a pretty significant difference. Fogg's a really smart player, and he's really bought into the role we've asked him to do. So that's been pleasing to see that he's been able to step up and been able to play the footy he has. Cunners I haven't seen a lot of until just more recent times, because he just hasn't been able to get out and play. So it's nice to see that sort of burst and acceleration out of stoppage, and you saw some of his ball use again tonight, which was particularly pleasing. And I just think Jack's just tough. He gets footy, and there's some people that just walk taller with guys in the team, and I'm not asking him to get up and down the ground. He just has to be a presence for us back inside 50, and he's doing that really well for us.
Martin and Cunningham said you're playing with real confidence in their bodies at the moment. Would you credit that to a more cautious approach this season, maybe with them to get them ready to play?
No, not really. They've done the loads that we've asked them to do, and they've been able to step that up. What we've had to do over the last month, is just make sure we're managing and until they get that body of work of games under their belt. When we sort of feel like we're bit more comfortable with that, then we'll start to increase the loads as needed. But they get well managed. They've formed a pretty strong relationship with our HP team, and they manage them really well, and we're getting a real great output from them. So well done to those guys.
The expectations are going to grow for the team now, and how do you think you'll handle it this time?
Well, I hope we give it as much attention as what we gave 6 weeks ago. The reality is that whether people are saying bad things about you or good things about you, you have to treat it exactly the same. And there's another thing we've got to get better at. And, there's more improvement that's still to come. We stop and acknowledge the changes that we've been able to make in our game. That's been crystallised in terms of, the style of footy that we want to be able to play. But we've still got to get after it. And again, we play against a really quality opposition today, and I walk away and say, well, that was a fantastic team effort. The pressure on the ball was great. It was a really even performance, but we've got to go and dig into the game and find out where our next level of improvement comes from. And so we'll do that, and we'll treat it exactly the same, and we'll get on to next week pretty quick.
Was the best performance under you?
Big pardon?
Was it?
I think the last couple of weeks have been some real progress in our team. To be able to go away last week against Fremantle and be able to do that on the road was particularly impressive. And obviously the opposition we had to play is 13 in a row, was it? 13 in a row, and to be able to play in that manner. I had a couple of outs, so maybe we also got them at the right time, but that shouldn't take away from the performance that we had today. And I was really pleased, and we walk away again with a quality performance. Highlight a lot of individuals with the growth that they've made in their games. But when we turn up on Monday, we'll make sure we're really consistent with our view. We'll look at the great things that we've been able to do well in transfer, and we'll look at the things that we need to be able to do better, and then we'll get on to next week. No worries. Thank you.
Wow. There you go. He's always consistent. Give him credit. He's pretty consistent with the way he goes about it, Vossi. All right, guys, that is round 18. That is the fan cams. I'm done for the evening. That was special. We will remember this one for a long time. I think it's important to remember these ones. When round 10, 2022 happened, we were so excited. And the reality is we haven't been that excited since. So, when they do come, we enjoy them. We document them here on the channel, and they now sit in the internet for our generations after us to watch, and they can see how happy we were. And this is just an infinite journey, and hopefully we're around when the boys get the job done. Hopefully one day we see another premiership. But thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. I think I've got another donation here. I want to make sure. Michael with the 2 says Vossi strong. Michael with the 10 says full honesty. Vossi was my grandmother's favorite person up until she passed in 2008. She was a Scottish post-World War II immigrant. So I am all in, mate. Love it, mate. That's quite beautiful. And that's all. Marco, I'm done for the night, my friend. Come on next week. I'm ready to go and celebrate, man. We just beat the fucking Port Adelaide Power by 50 points. Come on, man. Come on. Anyway, fantastic win. And enjoy it. Watch the replay, get amongst each other, start believing in this group. For goodness sake, they have been outstanding for the last 4 games now, and who knows where it goes. But all we can worry about is next week. So, cheers from a very happy Blue Bagger. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow for the review, and as always, go Blues.